non-payment sharing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shema. Now, tell us what's going on here.
Welcome to Family Trust Stand. Farm Radio Trust is an institution that is an information program. We believe in information for sustainable development of farming communities. And now we're using different platforms to make sure that we are able to reach out to farmers with information that can help them develop their agricultural enterprises. We are using radio programs. And currently we are partnering with Malawi Broadcasting Corporation. We are partnering with other 34 radio stations in Malawi to make sure that we are pushing agriculture and other development information to majority of the farmers, knowing that the majority of the people in Malawi, they depend on agriculture. And we have radio programs, but also besides that, we have SMS platforms and SMS pools.
Well, Mr. Shema, just to cut you a bit, there we have the arrival of the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, and that's Emerson Mnangagwa. President Mnangagwa there, going inside the hall where the opening ceremony is taking place this morning.
So, as Family Trust, we're using different platforms. We're using radio programming to reach out to farmers, knowing that radio reaches masses in a short period of time. But also using SMS platforms, SMS pull and push, where we believe that indeed radio programs are reaching masses, but you cannot produce every day of the week radio programs. So the farmers, they need information every day of the week. So we said, oh, we can also push the messages that we are pushing through the radio, through SMS, so that farmers can have information at their fingertips, which they can refer to at any time of the day or any time of the week. And besides that, we also have a call center, knowing that SMS platforms as well have limited, as you know, that you only have limited characters that you can put in a text message. So we have a call center where farmers, whether they're in their field or wherever, they can call and inquire or ask for any information about their agricultural enterprises. So farmers can call for free. They can call on Airtel numbers 8111, on TNM numbers on 7111. And attached to the Mlimi hotline, where farmers can call and speak to our extension agents. By the way, these extension agents are talking to farmers live right now.
That's beautiful. Right, that's beautiful.
Yeah, so attached to the call center, we have interactive. Farmers have an option. They either opt to speak to an agent, or they can just listen to the information, audio. They can just listen to audio information. So they can listen to audio agriculture advisories, they can ask questions, they can inquire, and have their voices recorded so that when we get back to the system, we can come back with responses to them.
Well, I've also seen His Excellency Philippe Jacinto Nyusi, President of Mozambique. He has just arrived as well. And we are moving on with our transmission, our live broadcast here in the capital city of Malawi, in the Lilongwe, where the 41st Ordinary Summit of Heads of State and Government is taking place. And as I mentioned earlier on, as we were opening our broadcast, we said the opening ceremony will be taking place shortly this morning, and we will broadcast the entire event. Greetings to all our viewers. If you are watching us in the 16 member states of the Sadc region, we welcome you. And shortly, I also will be joined by my colleague Robert Kalindiza. Robert, timacheza nditu motero ndi anzathu amenewa aku Farm Radio Trust makamaka kungotifotokozera zimene amachita ndi amanena ndithu kuti alimi amakhala ndi mwayi ndithu oma yimba foni akakhala kuti ali mwina ndi zingapo kazoti afuse nkhani zokhudza ulimi, nkhani yake ndithu ndimene ukudziwa Robert, chuma chathu ndithu cha dziko chimadzeranso mu nkhani za ulimi.
Ndipo ndizoona Joyful. Tindateronso kuti ngakhale mu Sadc chuma chambiri akaona akaphatikiza bwino akuti ndithu zimakhala kuchokera mu nthaka. Ndiye kumaona kuti pali mawayilesi kuti anthu atha mavera kumayimba kodi ine mtedza wanga wachita chuku
ndichite chani titsanzike Robert. Mr. Shema, thank you so very much for allowing us to have an interview with you. Wishing you all the best. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you. Let's proceed.
So that people should see what is happening here at the Bingu International Convention Center.
Wow.
There's a lot of beautiful things displayed here.
Yeah. So Robert, tamapitiriza benditu kungoti nkhani ya Sadc. Pamene tikuyenda
chimene tinganene moveka bwino ndichakuti uwu ndi mwayi wa nzama ofukula ndi manja. Chifukwa chakuti
kapena tipite pamenepo kapena
kuti anthu aone ayi koma poti kuno kuti dakalipo mwina we can start preparing, getting set or getting ready to hand over to our colleagues who are inside. The hall.
Well, thank you very much, Robert. Indeed, we say that we have our cameras mounted
everywhere,
on every angle,
yes,
so that we can take our viewers wherever they are to hear. They should.
All the 16.
Reaching out in their respective homes. So inside the main summit is our colleague Patrick Dambula.
Okay.
Allow me to hand over to him, and we'll be back.
Well, thank you so much, Joyful. Yes, once again, welcome to this live broadcast here at the Bingu International Convention Center, where the 41st Sadc Heads of States Summit is taking place. Malawi is hosting this event. So as of now, a number of heads of state have already arrived at this place. I saw the President, Dr. Lazarus Makathi Chakwera, arriving as the host to welcome the visitors. We also saw the President of the Democratic Republic of Congo, that's Felix Tshisekedi, arriving. And we also saw President of the Republic of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu, coming to this venue, and she was followed by South African President Cyril Ramaphosa. The Mozambican President Filipe Nyusi just arrived some minutes ago, and earlier on we also saw the President of Zimbabwe coming to this place to attend this summit. So going by the theme of the summit, it's saying bolstering productive capabilities in the face of COVID-19 pandemic for inclusive, sustainable economic and industrial transformation. So as the theme is saying, it appears the countries are trying to find ways of promoting trade despite the fact that COVID-19 has disturbed a number of economic activities, not only in the Sadc region but even beyond. So this meeting will discuss some of the ways which can be adopted during that we've had this challenge of the COVID-19 pandemic. Looking at the program, the lineup of events today, the heads of state and government will march into the hall in a procession that will be shortly from now. Thereafter, then we'll see the singing of national anthems, mainly the Malawi national anthem, followed by the anthems of the Sadc and the African Union. And there will be an introduction of the heads of state and government and the dignitaries by the directors of ceremony. We'll also hear introductory remarks by Sadc Executive Secretary Dr. Stegomena Lawrence Tax. That will be followed by a welcome statement by the host president, Dr. Lazarus Makathi Chakwera. Then we'll also see a number of videos that will carry messages from the African Union as well as the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa. For the first time attending such an event, presidents of Seychelles and the president of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan, We may be aware that Suluhu Hassan assumed the presidency of Tanzania some months ago following the death of the then president John Magufuli. So she will be making her maiden speech in this gathering. It's the first time she will be attending this kind of a summit. Also, to make the first ever speech will be the president of Seychelles. So the outgoing chairperson of the Sadc is Filipe Jacinto Nyusi, president of the Republic of Mozambique. So this president of Mozambique will make his speech to bid farewell to the chairmanship of the Sadc region. He just arrived some minutes ago in the country for this event, and he is already here at the venue of this conference. The president, Dr. Lazarus Makathi Chakwera, will then make an acceptance speech, because he will be assuming the chairmanship of the Sadc summit. For the next 1 year, the president of Malawi will be the chair of this Sadc board. South Africa is also going to take the chairmanship of the security organ of the Sadc. So South Africa will take over from Botswana. This will happen also during this gathering of the Sadc meeting. The leaders then will go into a closed door discussion to discuss a number of issues that have been passed on to them by the Council of Ministers. Preceding this event was a number of meetings. It was first the senior officials discussing a number of issues. Then they passed on their discussions to the Sadc Council of Ministers, who have then passed on the outcomes of their meeting to the presidents, to the heads of state. So the agenda will be set following the discussions that have preceded this main event here in the capital, Lilongwe. There have also been a number of other engagements aimed at preparing for the main event that will happen here in Lilongwe. Tikulandireni ndithu Malawi konse kumene mukutimva kuno ndi ku BICC mu mzinda wa Lilongwe, ndipo ndi kumene kuchitike msonkhano waukulu wa Sadc. Msonkhano umenewu ndi wa maiko 16 a mchigawo cha Sadc muno mu Africa, amene afuna akambirane nkhani zosiyanasiyana. Cholinga chachikulu cha bungwe limeneli kumakhala kukambirana zinthu monga nkhani za malonda ndi mmene angapititsire patsogolo ubale wawo. Ndiye pa msonkhano uti mtsogoleri wa dziko lino Dr. Lazarus Chakwera akhale wapampando wa bungwe limene la Sadc kwa chaka chimodzi. Iyeyu atenga udindo umenewu kuchokera kwa president wa mdziko la Mozambique a Filipe Nyusi. Filipe Nyusi afikatu mdziko muno mawa omwe uno. Tinaona wachiwiri kwa mtsogoleri wa dziko lino a Saulos Chilima akulandira alendo osiyanasiyana. Once again, welcome to this live broadcast here at the Bingu International Convention Center in Lilongwe. This is where the Sadc summit is taking place. Sadc is a body comprising 16 countries. So they are here to discuss a number of issues, a number of challenges that have arisen in the period before this meeting. And it appears like things are beginning to get set inside the hall where the main event is going to take place. So we'll cross over to follow the proceedings inside the main hall.
Lilongwe. Honorable Ministers, Your Excellencies, one by one, heads of state and their representatives are coming and have our 3 anthems that will signal the beginning of the opening session of the 41st Sadc Summit of heads of state and government taking place here in the capital, Lilongwe, in the warm heart of Africa. Honorable Ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as I said, Honorable Ministers and Your Excellencies, that our heads of state and their representatives will be coming in one by one. We already have in the room Ambassador Mwansa Kapea, who is the High Commissioner of the Republic of Zambia to Botswana, and also representative to Sadc. We are now seeing the Executive Secretary of Sadc coming into the room. That's Her Excellency Dr. Stegomena Lawrence Tax. And also we see the Honorable Eisenhower Nkaka, who is the chairperson of the Sadc Council of Ministers. And as I said earlier on, we are honored again to have the Vice President of the Republic of Malawi already in the room, Dr. Saulos Klaus Chilima. Coming into the room now is Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, but also the President of the Republic of Madagascar, His Excellency Andry Rajoelina. And as I said, Your Excellencies, as soon as the last head of state and government arrives, we are going to proceed into the singing of the three anthems: the anthem of the Republic of Malawi, the anthem of Sadc, and the anthem of the African Union. You just saw on your cameras His Excellency Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, President of the Republic of South Africa, and the incoming chairperson of the Sadc organ on politics, defense, and security cooperation. Your Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, coming into the room now is the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, outgoing chairperson of the organ on politics, defense, and security cooperation. We have also seen the President of the Democratic Republic of Congo, President Felix Tshisekedi Chilombo. We also have in the room His Excellency Dr. Eric Kiabetse Masisi, President of the Republic of Botswana, who is also the chairperson of the organ on politics, defense, and security cooperation. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start the opening session of the 41st Sadc Summit of Heads of State and Government with the anthems of the Republic of Malawi, to be followed by the anthem of the Southern Africa Development Community, and the last one is going to be the anthem of the African Union, in that order. Thank you. You may be seated, Your Excellencies. Your Excellency, Filippo Jacinto Nyusi, President of the Republic of Mozambique and Chairperson of SADC, Your Excellency, Dr. Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera, President of the Republic of Malawi and the incoming Chairperson of SADC, as well as host of the 41st SADC Summit of Heads of State and Government, Your Excellencies, Heads of State and Government and representatives, Your Honor, Dr. Saulos Klaus Chilima, Vice President of the Republic of Malawi, Honorable Eisenhower Mkaka, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of the Republic of Malawi and Chairperson of the SADC Council of Ministers, Your Excellency, Dr. Stegomena Lawrence Tax, the Executive Secretary of SADC, Your Excellency, Musa Faki Muhammad, Chairperson of the African Union, following the proceedings virtually, Your Excellency, Dr. Vera Songwe, the Executive Secretary of the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, who is also following live broadcasting, Honorable Ministers from SADC member states present, Your Excellencies, Heads of regional and international organizations, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, High Commissioners, and members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you all. Your Excellencies, my name is Innocent Mvundula from the SADC Secretariat, and I'm honored and humbled to direct the proceedings of the opening session of the 41st SADC Summit of Heads of State and Government taking place here in the capital, Lilongwe, the Republic of Malawi, the warm heart of Africa. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Summit of Heads of State and Government is a supreme policy-making body of SADC. We gather here in Lilongwe 8 years after Malawi hosted the 33rd SADC Summit of Heads of State and Government in August 2013. Your Excellencies, I have the honor of introducing the heads of state and government and the representatives of the heads of state and government who are present here this morning. Allow me to start with the Republic of Mozambique. From the Republic of Mozambique, we are honored to have His Excellency Filippo Jacinto Nyusi, President of the Republic of Mozambique, who is the chairperson of SADC. From the Republic of Malawi, it is my honor to introduce His Excellency Dr. Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera, President of the Republic of Malawi and the incoming chairperson of SADC. May I, Your Excellencies, may I request the media to take the positions that they were asked to take before the meeting started. Members of the media, please, may you take your positions. Thank you, Your Excellencies, and thank you, members of the media, for your understanding. Okay. Your Excellencies, allow me once again to introduce His Excellency Dr. Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera, President of the Republic of Malawi and incoming chairperson of SADC. From the Republic of Botswana, I have the honor to introduce His Excellency Dr. Mokgweetsi Eric Kiabetswe Masisi, President of the Republic of Botswana and Chairperson of the Organ on Politics, Defense and Security Cooperation. From the Republic of South Africa, Your Excellencies, I have the honor to introduce His Excellency Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, President of the Republic of South Africa and incoming chairperson of the SADC Organ on Politics, Defense and Security Cooperation. From the United Republic of Tanzania, Your Excellencies, I have the honor to introduce Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania and outgoing chairperson of SADC. From the Republic of Zimbabwe, Your Excellencies, I have the honor to introduce His Excellency Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and outgoing chairperson of the Organ on Politics, Defense and Security Cooperation. From the Democratic Republic of Congo, Your Excellencies, I have the honor to introduce His Excellency Felix Antoine Tshisekedi Chilombo, President of the Democratic Republic of Congo and Chairperson of the African Union. From the Republic of Madagascar, Your Excellencies, I'm honored to introduce His Excellency President Andry Rajoelina, President of the Republic of Madagascar. From the Republic of Namibia, Your Excellencies, I'm honored to introduce the Right Honorable Dr. Nangolo Mbumba, Vice President of the Republic of Namibia. From the Kingdom of Eswatini, I have the honor to introduce the Right Honorable Prime Minister Cleopas Dlamini, representing His Majesty King Mswati III of the Kingdom of Eswatini. From the Kingdom of Lesotho, I have the honor, Your Excellencies, to introduce the Right Honorable Mathibedi Mohoto, the Deputy Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Lesotho. From the Republic of Angola, Your Excellencies, I have the honor to introduce Honorable Ambassador Tete Antonio, Minister of External Relations, representing His Excellency João Manuel Gonzalez Lourenço, President of the Republic of Angola. From the Union of Comoros, allow me, Your Excellencies, to introduce Honorable Vahil Vulkama, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, representing His Excellency Azali Assoumani, President of the Union of Comoros. From the Republic of Zambia, Your Excellencies, I'm honored to introduce His Excellency Ambassador Mwansa Kapea, Ambassador of the Republic of Zambia to the Republic of Botswana, and a representative to Sadc. Your Excellencies, 8 years ago, in this same place, the Sadc Summit made history by appointing the first female executive secretary of Sadc. This morning, I'm honored to invite Her Excellency Dr. Stegomena Lawrence Tax to deliver her introductory remarks as we begin the opening session of our 41st Sadc Summit of Heads of State and Government. Your Excellency, Dr. Stegomena Lawrence Tax.
Your Excellency Filippo Jacinto Nyusi, President of the Republic of Mozambique and the Chairperson of SADC, Your Excellency Dr. Lazarus Makath Chakwera, President of the Republic of Malawi, the incoming Chairperson of SADC, and our gracious host, Your Excellencies, heads of state and government and representatives, Your Honor, the Vice President of Malawi, Honorable Ezhova Mkaka, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of the Republic of Malawi and the Chairperson of Council of Ministers, Your Excellency Musa Faki Mahat, Chairperson of the African Union Commission. He is not here with us, but he will be delivering his recorded remarks, and this is due to challenges posed by COVID-19. Your Excellency Dr. Vera Songwe, the Executive Secretary of the United Nations Economic Commission, she will also be delivering her recorded remarks, and we thank you for that. Honorable Ministers from SADC member states, Your Excellencies, heads of region and international organizations, Your Excellencies, ambassadors, high commissioners, and members of the diplomatic corps, officials from SADC member states and SADC secretariat staff, distinguished viewers who are viewing us from SADC region and beyond, partners from the media, ladies and gentlemen. I'm greatly humbled to stand before you to deliver some remarks this morning. May I begin by expressing our gratitude to His Excellency Dr. Lazarus Makath Chakwera, President of the Republic of Malawi, the government and people of Malawi for accepting to host this 41st SADC Summit and to take over the chairpersonship of SADC for 2021-2022. Since your meeting in August last year, the region has lost a number of leaders, including His Excellency Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, the first President of the Republic of Zambia, His Excellency Dr. John Pombe Joseph Magufuli, the fifth President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Sir Arnold Jagworth, the former Prime Minister of the Republic of Mauritius, and His Excellency Ambrose Dlamini, the then Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Eswatini, and a number of SADC citizens. May I extend our condolences to the government and peoples of Eswatini, Mauritius, Tanzania, and Zambia, Secretariat staff, and all SADC citizens who lost their loved ones. May their souls rest in eternal peace. Amen. Since August 2020, 3 member states conducted elections, and these are the Republic of Seychelles and the Republic of Zambia, the United Republic of Tanzania. May I congratulate the people and the governments of the Republics of Seychelles and Zambia and the United Republic of Tanzania for peaceful and successful elections. Your Excellencies, my journey as the SADC Executive Secretary began on the 18th of August 2013, when I was appointed and sworn in here, as it was indicated by the Director of Ceremony, in the city of Lilongwe, the warm heart of Africa. Having completed my tenure, God saw it fit that it is in this same city that my tenure ends and I hand over to my successor. Namshukuru sana Mwenyezi Mungu that it started well and it is ending well here in Lilongwe. This being my last summit in my capacity as the SADC Executive Secretary, I stand in humility before you, Your Excellencies, to thank you profoundly for the confidence and trust that you bestowed on me to lead the SADC Secretariat and to serve the SADC region. I'm immensely grateful for the opportunity and for the guidance and support that you rendered to me during my tenure. I'm proud of what the region has achieved over the 8 years under Your Excellency's stewardship. I'm also grateful for the wealth, knowledge, and experience that I have acquired over the 8 years, which I'll always treasure. Pia naomba nichukue nafasi hii na nitoe shukrani zangu za kipekee na za dhati kwa serikali yangu, serikali ya Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, kwa heshima kubwa ya kunipendekeza mimi kushika nafasi hii kati ya mamilioni ya Watanzania wenye sifa. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rais, asante sana Watanzania. May I also thank ministers and officials from SADC member states, SADC partners, and stakeholders for the tremendous support accorded to me and my team since my appointment. Your Excellencies, SADC has come a long way since the days of liberation struggles, and we owe our cooperation, unity, and development to the founders of our great organization. Their sacrifices have enabled the level of transformation and the successes we are enjoying today. It is befitting that SADC recognizes their contribution, and in acknowledging their contributions, in August 2020, the SADC Summit approved a mechanism to honor the founders of SADC. May I implore SADC member states to operationalize the mechanism, which will ensure that the history of SADC and the legacy of our SADC founders remain engraved in the history of our organization and is imparted to the generations to come. The Hashim Mbita publication was also launched in 2014, and it documents authentically the history of the Southern Africa liberation struggles, and it is also an important reference for SADC history. The publication is now available in full in English, French, and Portuguese, while Swahili volumes will also be available soon. In the same breath, the journey that the organization has traveled over 40 years of its existence since the establishment of the Southern Africa Development Coordination Conference with SADC with double C in April 2020 has also been documented in a SADC at 40 publication that was launched by the chairperson of SADC, His Excellency President Nchi, in June 2021. The publication presents 4 decades of lessons and successes. We all need to be proud of the contributions that we have all made toward the advancement of SADC development and the integration agenda, and they use the lessons to drive our organization forward and to keep the organization relevant. May I encourage all to take time to read and use these publications and preserve SADC values and the long and inspiring history of SADC. A nation or a region that does not premise its future on its values and history journeys on a very bumpy and a dangerous road. Your Excellencies, as I exit, the region remains generally stable with some areas of turbulence that we need to continue to manage correctively as we have always done. And these include unemployment, poverty, disasters, pandemics, acts of terrorism, violence, and the cybersecurity threats. The region needs to remain alert while strengthening mechanisms put in place to address these threats. On the social and economic front, the region has made notable strides in terms of microeconomic convergence, industrialization, SADC intra-trade, regional connectivity, access to energy, financial integration and inclusion, and the mobile penetration. While the region progressed well in terms of microeconomic convergence over the years, it has been severely hit by dual shock of COVID-19 and the fall in commodity prices. The impact of COVID-19 has exerted more pressure on the already weak regional economy, resulting in significant deterioration in fiscal position and the elevated debt sustainability risks. Member states are therefore encouraged to continue with the ongoing fiscal and monetary measures. In the energy sector, Your Excellencies, during the period of 2014 to 2020, the commissioned power generation in the region increased to 19,738 megawatts, translating into 9% of the targeted capacity of 22,000 megawatts. Access to electricity at weighted average increased from 36% in 2014-2015 to more than 50% in 2020-21. The target is to reach at least 85% in 2030, in line with the Regional Indicative Strategic Development Plan 2020-2030. The share of renewable energy also increased from 22% in 2015-2016 to 32% 2019-2020. Energy traded through bilateral agreement also increased from 4,761 gigawatt hours in 2014-2015 to 7,992 gigawatt hours in 2018-2019, and it dropped slightly to 5,642 gigawatt-hour in 2020-2021. The share of the monthly volumes traded through competitive Southern Africa power pool market also increased from 10% in 2014-2015 to the highest level of 33% recorded in 2019-2020. Sadly, the traded volumes have been affected by decreasing demand since March 2020 as a result of COVID-19. There has also been significant progress in SADC mobile penetration. All SADC member states have established at least 2 cross-border territorial optical fiber links for regional and international transit traffic. And the SADC mobile penetration has increased from 60% in 2012 and currently stands at 77.4%, with 5 member states exceeding 100% mobile penetration. The SADC internet user penetration has also increased from 4% in 2012 to 22.9% in 2020. In terms of coverage of mobile service, the SADC average population coverage by mobile networks is 88%, whereas the SADC average population coverage by at least 3 giga mobile is 80% and 54% for 4 giga mobile network. The SADC region accounts for 57% share of 46 internet exchange points in Africa. These milestones are also contributing to our digitization efforts. Notable progress has also been recorded in the financial integration and inclusion The SADC real-time gross settlement has lowered transaction costs, and it has removed the need for correspondent bank. As of June 2021, a total of 83 participating banks from 15 SADC member states except the Comoros were electronically linked to effect cross-border payment and settlement in real time. And I believe that we have all seen the benefit of this system. From July 2019 to June 2021, total number of transactions settled reached $591.38 billion US. In the area of financial inclusion, the implementation of SADC financial inclusion strategy and the SME access to finance 2016-2020, which was approved in 2026, is ongoing. As of December 2020, 68 of adults in the region were financially included, both formal and informal sectors, which is around 97 million individuals. In terms of gender split, it is 67% female and 7% male, which is almost the same. Intra-SADC trade has been fluctuating from 21% in 2016, slowing down to 20% in 2017, and 19% in 2018. To address this, a number of measures are in place, notably through the SADC Industrialization Strategy and Roadmap 2015-2063 and the SADC Mining Vision and Action Plan 2019, which were approved in 2015 and 2019 respectively, and a number of frameworks have been put in place and the value chains developed. Nonetheless, the implementation needs to be accelerated. The structure of SADC economies remain undiversified with a growing natural resource-based sectors, in particular agriculture and mining, that still account for an average of 25% of gross domestic product, while manufacturing sector contribution to GDP has remained at around 13%. The SADC Industrialization Strategy and Roadmap, Your Excellency, that articulates a coherent approach, therefore remains relevant and a high priority on the SADC integration agenda. The late Mwalimu Nyerere once said, the more varied the industrialization base in an area, the more prosperous can the people throughout, end of quote. Your Excellencies, the region has encountered various disasters of varying proportions. These include El Nino-induced drought in 2016, the devastating tropical cyclone Idai, Chalen and Eloise between 2019 and 2020, and the current COVID-19 pandemic. His Excellency Thabo Mbeki, the former President of the Republic of South Africa, once said, I quote, "Trying times need courage and resilience. Our strength as a people is not tested during the best of our times," end of quote. Your Excellencies, I'm proud and very proud of SADC courage and resilience and the unity where confronted by such adversities. SADC has put in place measures to collectively address such challenges, which include the SADC preparedness and response mechanism, which has a number of instruments. Ongoing work to operationalize these instruments, therefore, need to be finalized expeditiously. Regional health security is critically important to our region, and based on the lessons learned from COVID-19 pandemic, concrete measures that will ensure health security in terms of sustainable availability of health products and commodities and the vaccines are urgently needed. And as such, the need to continue enhancing local manufacturing of capacities of such commodities. Your Excellencies, whereas funding of regional programs and activities remains a challenge, SADC has been able to undertake critical activities using own resources. These include the deployment of SADC preventive mission to the Kingdom of Lesotho and the deployment of SADC standby force to Mozambique, and this, we have been able to use resources from SADC Contingence Fund that was approved in 2012 and operationalized in 2015. The construction of SADC Logistical Depot, which started in April 2018, is also going on using contributions by member states. While we pride ourselves for these achievements, it should be noted that sustainable financing of regional programs remain a priority if we are to accelerate regional integration. Hence, the need to fast-track the operationalization of the Regional Development Fund, whose agreement was approved in 2016, and the Regional Resource Mobilization Framework that was approved in 2019. Your Excellencies, I am and will forever be proud of the unity demonstrated by SADC member states. It gives me a sense of belongingness and identity. I remember how fondly the founding president of the United Republic of Tanzania, Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, preached the gospel of unity in Southern Africa throughout his life. In December 1918, Bulawayo, Zimbabwe, he said, "We have been united in struggle for freedom. We are united in the freedom of political independence. We shall go forward in unity in the struggle of economic liberation and progress. We shall go forward together, the free states of Southern Africa, to build Southern Africa, free Southern Africa in unity." End of quote. I wish to reiterate and reinforce Mwalimu's message and encourage member states to remain united in confronting challenges experienced in the region and ensure SADC remain the beacon of peace, hope, peace and security and stability, and the shining example of economic development. Just like it was the case during the years of struggle, the liberation of Southern Africa countries, whenever SADC proclaims its position in unity, the world listens. When SADC united to affirm its position on the removal of sanctions imposed on Zimbabwe, on the self-determination of people of Western Sahara, on non-interference of internal affairs of Venezuela, the world listened attentively. This is the case even at the continental level. You may recall our regional unity in driving the SADC on the agenda on African Union institution reform, the unity on the reconfiguration of Forced Intervention Brigade in the DRC, the unity in resolving political and security challenges in the eastern part of the DRC, the Republic of Madagascar and the Kingdom of Lesotho, and the support the Republic of Mozambique to combat terrorism. This notwithstanding, it is worth noting that we are currently confronted by different challenges altogether. Let us sustain and strengthen our position in unity and avoid being fragmented and marginalized. As stronger, we will continue to stand, while divided, we'll stumble and fall. Challenges of today, Your Excellencies, are different and complex, and sometimes may not seem to be visible, but are real, requiring to remain vigilant and united. May I thank our leaders and all of us for committing to SADC solidarity. As I look back, I visualize the unique and famous 2019 picture of female leaders in Africa and SADC. Her Excellency Joyce Banda, the then President of the Republic of Malawi and Chairperson of SADC. Her Excellency Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, the former Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Justice Anastasia Msosa, and they are there, who was the Chief Justice of Malawi at the time, and I being celebrated as the Executive Secretary of SADC. This was the pinnacle of women empowerment. It was a picture of the first. The first female president of Malawi, the first female chairperson of the Commission of African Union, and the first Chief of Justice of Malawi. As the sixth executive secretary, but the first female executive secretary. As I hand over, I look back, I note with satisfaction the progress made in empowering women, both economically and in leadership positions. We have a number of female leaders in various positions, including the first female president in the United Republic of Tanzania, Her Excellency Suluhu Hassan of the United Republic of Tanzania, who has demonstrated beyond any doubt that women are capable of steering nations with outstanding and exemplary leadership and wisdom. May be she supported by all of us, internationally, regionally, and nationally. Naomba sehemu hii niongee pia kwa Kiswahili kwamba Mheshimiwa Rais Suluhu Hassan ambaye ni rais wa kwanza mwanamke katika Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania amethibitisha bila wasiwasi wowote kuwa wanawake wana uwezo mkubwa wa kuongoza mataifa kwa umahiri na busara. Tuendelee kumuunga mkono kimataifa, kikanda na kitaifa. May I also add my voice to the voices of women empowerment advocates in calling for sustained and accelerated progress in women empowerment. I'm confident that the region is set to get more female presidents, more female chairperson of the African Union, more female Sadc executive secretaries, and many more in leadership positions. There is still ground to be covered, but I'm confident that with the excellent leadership and the commitment that the region has, it will be achieved. A SADC organization is grounded on social policies and strategies. As I exit, I'm thankful to SADC member states and all stakeholders for taking part in the formulation of SADC Vision 2050 and the SADC Regional Indicative Strategic Development Plan 2020-2030, which were approved in August 2020. It is therefore imperative that these policies are used to transform our region to the SADC we want. I'm confident that the Secretariat under my successor will drive regional integration through this strategic framework for the betterment of the region. Your Excellencies, as I conclude, allow me to affirm that our region needs a dynamic, effective, and efficient Secretariat. A vibrant and a dynamic Secretariat facilitate a vibrant SADC region. I profoundly thank my Deputy Executive Secretaries, the management team, and the entire Secretariat staff for supporting me to realize the objectives of the region and what was expected of us as servants of the region. The recorded achievements are a result of a wonderful team of dedicated professionals who gave their best in ensuring that we succeed. I'm leaving office with a deep sense of fulfillment. Thank you, thank you, thank you, SADC Secretariat team. I'll forever cherish you and remain indebted. As I bid farewell, I wish my successor the best and assure him or her, because we are yet to know who is my successor, my full support and a humble request that we all support him or her. Being a human, Your Excellencies, I may have erred. Where I erred, it was not intentional, and I sincerely beg for your understanding and forgiveness. Naondoka pia wakati Kiswahili kimekubalika kuwa moja ya lugha za SADC. Nafarijika sana kama mwana SADC kwa kutambua mchango wa lugha ya Kiswahili katika ukombozi kusini mwa Afrika. Na kama Mtanzania, kwani Kiswahili ni lugha ya taifa langu. Katika mkutano wa baraza la mawaziri uliotangulia mkutano huu, Tanzania ilitumia Kiswahili muda wote na wakarimani walitafsiri kwa ufasaha. It is not easy to present the achievement made by SADC in 15 minutes. I just assure SADC that when our leaders meet during summits, they take stock of progress made and they provided the needed guidance. And this is what has enabled SADC to achieve the visible results that continue to benefit the region. Let us continue believing in our leaders. Asanteni sana waheshimiwa wakuu wa nchi. Mwenyezi Mungu aendelee kuwaongoza na kuwazidishia hekima. I thank you very much. Motsibuku, Monto Brigado, asanteni sana, zikomo kwa mbili. And once again, I really am profoundly grateful for this very rare occasion for me being the Executive Secretary of SADC. It will remain in my memory. I'll always cherish the memorable memories. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency Dr. Stegomena Lawrence Tax, the Executive Secretary of SADC, for your remarks, and indeed for your leadership at the SADC Secretariat. Particularly for young people at the Secretariat, we shall forever be grateful for your leadership and supporting young people who have got the industry and the drive to move forward. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your remarks. At this juncture, Your Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, invite the incoming chairperson of SADC, His Excellency Dr. Lazarus Makathi Chakwera, President of the Republic of Malawi and the host of the 41st SADC Summit of Heads of State and Government, to deliver his welcome statement. Your Excellency, sir.
Your Excellency, Filipe Nyusi, President of the Republic of Mozambique and outgoing Chairperson of SADC, Your Excellency Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi, President of the Republic of Botswana and outgoing Chairperson of the Organ on Politics, Defense, and Security Cooperation, Your Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa, President of the Republic of South Africa and incoming Chairperson of the Organ on Politics, Defense, and Security Cooperation, Your Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, Your Honor, Dr. Saus Klaus Chilima, Vice President of the Republic of Malawi, all the representatives of heads of state and government, Honorable Eisenhower Mduwa-Mkaka, MP, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Malawi and Chairperson of the SADC Council of Ministers, all the cabinet ministers from the SADC region, Your Excellency Dr. Stegomena Lawrence Tax, SADC Executive Secretary, Your Excellency Musa Faki Mahamat, Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Your Excellency Dr. Vera Songwe, Executive Secretary of the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, Your Excellency Dr. Ekwumi Adesina, President of the African Development Bank, Your Excellencies, heads of regional and international organizations, Your Excellencies, Head of Mission and members of Diplomatic Corps, distinguished delegates, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, and all protocols observed. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Your Excellencies and distinguished delegates to Malawi, the warm heart of Africa. we are deeply honored to host the 41st Ordinary Session of the Summit of Heads of State and Government of the Southern Africa Development Community, SADC. As we say in Malawi, when we welcome special guests, takulandirani ndi manja awiri. I'm really happy to see all of you, Excellencies, here in Lilongwe, despite the challenges posed by COVID-19 pandemic. Your attendance of the summit signifies your strong commitment to the region's development agenda. Malawi is your home, and it has to be, as this is what our founding fathers envisioned when they decided to establish SADC as a community. When we gather like this, we gather as elders of the same village whose people draw water from the same well and sit for meals under the same hut. Excellencies, this year's summit is of particular significance as it comes at a time when the SADC region, just like any other part of the world, has been hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic. Since the pandemic has either stalled or reversed the progress we had made in our regional integration agenda, gains that took years and sweat to achieve, we gather here with a shared sense of urgency to revitalize our economies. As we seek to do this, we must redouble our efforts in the areas where we can register quick gains. Chief among them is the fostering of an environment for the creation of jobs for young people across the region, which we must do as a matter of urgency. Toward that end, our convergence here must result in revitalized trade across our borders, enhanced industrial production within our border, and accelerated recovery of key sectors like tourism in the wake of the pandemic. But we must remember that the pandemic is not merely a challenge to be navigated, but a problem to be resolved. And the revival of our economies depends on our collective ability to dispose of this existential threat. It is